Ladies and gentlemen, it is your sweet Zionist white colonizer coming to you live from the United States of America. I'm Tall the Traveling Clad. Get your white colonizer mug and hat and shirt in the description below at thetravelingclad.com. We got a clip here from Victor Davis Hanson. Let's take a look.
One topic that's come up throughout January and this week again is what to do.
Let's skip through his intro real quick. There he is. Victor Davis Hanson.
Hello, this is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal.
Victor's out of focus, ladies and gentlemen.
One topic that's come up throughout January and this week again
Someone adjust the focus.
is what to do about the Iranian nuclear proliferation problem or crisis. And we all know that they're on the verge of getting a bomb, and it was recently announced they have enough fissionable material if they were to accelerate their processing of fissionable material, they could probably get a bomb within a month. So what do we do about it? Everybody it reminds me so much of the Aesop's fable about belling the cat. Remember that fable of our youth when the mice got together and they say the cat
Not my youth.
is picking us off one by one. We need to put a bell around his neck so we could be warned. And everybody said that's a great idea. The next item of business among the mice assembly was who will bell the cat. What I'm getting at is the Europeans. I think even the Chinese and Russians don't want on their border a nuclear Iran. The Americans, the Israelis, everybody knows they should not, that theocratic regime should not get the bomb. But who bells the cat? And that's the question. Donald Trump comes in, he deposed of the chief terrorist 5 years ago, Mr. Soleimani. He's not afraid to do it. But on the one hand, there's the MAGA agenda of America first and keep out of the Middle East.
Yep.
And at least out of optional military engagements.
Victor's so smart. I feel like me and Victor think very alike. I mean, obviously, he's very much wiser than me. This man is a very intelligent individual. But what have I been saying for the last months? Sorry to cut him off. I've been saying this. We're stuck in that dichotomy of Trump wanting to handle the Middle East, but his base will not allow it because his base voted for a non-interventionist, non-Middle East conflict Donald Trump. They don't want war in the Middle East. And so it kind of pigeonholes Trump to not really go back into the Middle East.
And then you have to juxtapose that against the deterrent policy of Donald Trump, who took out Baghdadi, and it's no better friend, no worse enemy. And maybe to restore deterrence, he needs to send a lesson. Then there's the other binary, that Iran right now is in economic chaos. It doesn't have enough power. That seems impossible. I think it's the fifth largest producer of oil and natural gas in the world, but it does not have enough fossil fuels to run its generation plants. And people are experiencing massive blackouts.
Yep.
And this comes at a time that all of its terrorist surrogates, the Houthis, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Syrians, have either been completely destroyed, or they're under enormous pressure, or they've been attrited to such a degree they're not operative for the moment. So then the question is, well, if you bomb Iran when the people are getting very angry at the regime and its terrorist appendages are weakened anyway, maybe it would be unnecessary because the Iranian people, like they did in 2009, might rise up. But unlike Barack Obama, who ignored that green revolution, Donald Trump and the Israelis would encourage it. And so maybe the correct stance of the incoming Trump administration is to go back to the maximum pressure campaign of Mike Pompeo and Donald Trump, and have strict sanctions on oil exports, maybe even a blockade, put the pressure on so the people then throw the theocracy out itself. But on the other hand, people are going to argue, well, wait a minute. There are no Iranian air defenses. For one of the few times in history, that regime is naked. There is no Assad, there is no Hezbollah, there is no Hamas, there is no Houthis that are capable of, as surrogates, attacking the Israeli state. So maybe you could attack Iran just this brief window, because Israel, in a series of brilliant air responses, has destroyed Tehran's ability to defend itself. So the regime is naked, and either the United States or Israel could take that out. So that's another argument. In the case of Israel, the question is, will you ever have this opportunity again, to retaliate to the 500 drones, ballistic missiles, and cruise missiles that were launched that attacked the Jewish homeland. And is that window also, that window of memory, is that also evaporating? So people were forgetting what Iran did, that it sent that many projectiles against Israel. So would Israel be able then, A, to get through the defenses, have a week of bombing that would be necessary to eliminate the threat, and have the Trump administration approve it? And then finally we get to the other known unknown. What is the actual status of the bomb? Logic dictates that Iran wouldn't lie and say we don't yet have the bomb when they did, because it would have no deterrent effect. Most people say we do have it when they don't have it, a la Saddam Hussein, things like that. So, but Israel can't be sure, and you have to be 99.99 sure, or you're talking about an existential fate. Bottom line, add up all of these known unknowns, and I think the wisest course is for the Trump administration to say to Israel, we will keep China out, we will keep Russia out. It's your decision.
Yeah.
But unlike the Biden administration, we put no limitations on your response, and we will give you the necessary wherewithal as far as munitions and intelligence to carry that mission out if you so choose. We are working on a parallel path of embargoes, maximum pressure on Iran, but we can't guarantee that it will be successful in time. You make the decision, and whatever decision you make, we, the United States, will support it. Thank you very much. This is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal.
So he's absolutely correct. I think we're in that rare window of opportunity. We've been there for a couple months. We've been there almost for a year, actually, since the last Iranian attack, which happened last summer. Once Israel responded and sort of stripped off Iran's clothing, and then what happened in Syria, what's happened in Lebanon, we're in the best possible scenario right now to deal with Iran a massive blow. I am actually one of those people, one of those rare Israelis, who would say, I'm not even 100% set on the fact that we have to destroy all of Iran's... with Iran, it's a really complicated situation because the people don't support the regime, and that's a known fact, at least not a majority of them. And if you want to hope for a future of coexistence between Iran, Israel, and the United States of America, which we want to, especially under the Cyrus Accords, you have to wonder what military intervention will do. I'm all about bullying the Muslim supremacists and bullying the Arab supremacists. I think it's a great idea. They need to be put in their place militarily. They have to be put in their place. I just wonder with Iran, what's the best course of action to also hold the fragile connection that Trump has with his base, which will start breaking down if he starts attacking countries in the Middle East. So we're in a very peculiar position. I think my heart still leans towards the idea of dealing a massive blow and setting back the regime specifically as far back as we can, and starting the process of killing off the Islamic regime of Iran once and for all. I think my heart still leads in that direction, but I'm curious what you guys think. In the comments below, please do let me know what you think is the best course of action, and do consider supporting the channel by buying yourself a White Colonizer mug. If you think you and feel like you are a white colonizer, travelingclad.com, white colonizing merch. We got hats, we got shirts, we got mugs, we got it all. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you a long time. Thanks for supporting me. Goodbye, Clads. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.